Well, welcome to Noel's World of Whiskey, and I said I was going to do this, and you know exactly what I'm going to do. I am going to take the two Deanston 18s, and we're going to have a shootout. And we got a little jump on things here, because what I've done is I poured these earlier, given them, well, we know this has been open for about for at least about a year and a half, 2 years, 2 years. This is a new model. But I did let it sit a little longer, this glass, and I don't know which glass it is because I've mixed them all up since, but it was sitting for at least half an hour prior to me pouring the second one, and then I just kept mixing them up without looking at them until I do not know on these identical glasses which one is which, but there is a number underneath that I'm going to read, and I will show you that number ahead of time on the video. I haven't made the video yet, so it'll be interesting because we're gonna have some fun. This is a little game for me too, because I don't know. So in all fairness, I've done reviews on these, and I've given them some time, and especially this new guy, because it is a new whiskey. It needs time. So we've let it sit, and is it a fair review? I'm trying my best to make it a fair review, because I'm just curious how close or how far apart they're going to be, and how would I score them now? And I can go back to what I'd scored them before. So let's have some fun here. Let's get into it. So I can't read the numbers on these. So I'm going to try to keep them left and right, okay? This one's going to stay on the left, this is going to stay on the right. We're going to start with this guy. So, right off the bat, the whiskey on the right, they're both 46.3, they're both Deanston 18s, non-chill filtered, no color added, and my understanding is ex-bourbon barrel. First fill is my understanding on the new one. The old one, I'm going to say that I'm pretty sure it was first fill. There were some rumors they'd snuck a little bit of sherry right at the end, just smarten it up a little bit on the later brown label, but I have no verification on that from the distillery, so I'm going to say ex-bourbon barrel. So we're going to start right now with the one on the right, and let's give it the nose. Rich honey, and lots of honey, toffee, and sweetness to it. Bit of ginger in the background there. Not intense, not an intense nose, and malt, a bit of malt. We're getting a little bit of malt, granola malt. Some grassiness. Okay, that's it for the nose. And now the palate. Slàinte Mhath. Sweet. So far no bite. Some peppery stuff going on. And back to the ginger. And I think peppery, maybe more nutmeggy. Some more nutmeg, more nutmeg. Got a slight bit of chocolate going on here now. And that's more of a milk chocolate. Yeah, maybe mocha. Maybe that's better because we got a little bit of coffee stuff mixed with the chocolate there. Maybe if you threw ice cream in, we'd get even closer to it. Ice cream and I'm going to put chocolate ice cream and coffee. How's that sound? And I've had it. It's good. Lots of people have had it. In Australia, that's actually a popular drink on the coast there. If you're going to have coffee, throw a little bit of ice cream into the coffee. Chocolate ice cream. I'm going to go right into the development and the finish on it. Slàinte Mhath. So now I'm getting it's a little bit of tobacco, and I'm going to say the malts there, tobacco, malt, Ginger hasn't left, but it's not so much nutmeg, it's back to pepper. There is a lot of honeyed, citrus honeyed, oh boy, almost like a custard, you know, a lemon custard. The malt is there though, almost like, you know, like a malted milk. So it has a little bit of that malted ice cream or malted milkshake. Tasty, very tasty. The finish, medium. Not long, not short, somewhere in between. Yeah, so there you are, glass on the right. Okay, I'm not going to do water because obviously we're going to get into this guy here, but I am going to clear my palate. The nose. Well, a little more intense nose. And I'm getting in the background there a little bit more floral stuff going on here. The floral cologne. You know, still, you know, getting the cinnamon and the ginger. Cinnamon is showing up here. But that's a different kind of nose. So we definitely have a different nose happening in this than we did have on the one that was on the right. And it is a little bit, it's a deeper nose, a little bit more intense nose. There are sweet notes. And by the way, that malty, oaty granola thing, maybe even porridge with some syrup on it. Yeah, okay, so let's get into the palate. Slàinte Mhath. We're getting that dessert effect, but spicy. Very, very slight bit of tannins, so slight. But sweet enough to balance everything out there. The cinnamon and the ginger and the pepper are all working together there. And maybe a little more tobacco on this here. I'm going to stay with the, this doesn't have the milk chocolate. It's just a nice honeyed granola is what it is. With those spices and a little bit of the tobacco. So I am getting a slight bit of the wood. I am getting a slight bit of the tobacco. I am getting a very slight bit of astringency, but it's balanced out with the sweetness, the honey, and I would say toffee. There is some orange peel going on, and it's more of a bitter orange peel, but it's orange peel. But it's all balanced out. You've got the sweet, you got the bitter, and the citrus, the sour. This is interesting. I'm finding more layers here than I am over here. That's what I'm finding right now. So we are going to get into development and the finish on the second one, the one on the left, okay? So enjoy. Wow. This is going to have a longer finish than the first one on the right here. It's definitely got a little more spice going on. I kind of like the slight bit of bite I'm getting. It's really, if we were going to say astringent, I think it's just more spice is what it is, and the tobacco is actually quite nice. It is very flavorful, but it's a different kind of drink. I'm not getting that milk chocolate or what we call the malted milk chocolate or the even the mocha ice cream. I'm not getting any of that stuff. I'm definitely getting some citrus though, and I am definitely getting the granola, and I'm getting some grassy notes, and I am getting some wood. And the wood is, just enough of a bite, you've got some wood there. But again, there's enough sweetness, everything's balanced out. Seems to stretch a little farther than this does, and seems to have a longer finish. So I'm going to leave it at that. So now we got to go back to this guy, and we are going to add some water to this guy here. So let's give it the nose. Sweet, very sweet right off the bat. Lots of honey. Honey, citrus notes. And lots of malt. Milk chocolate. I'm going back to the ice cream, the ice cream mocha stuff. And just in the background, I am getting some of the ginger and cinnamon notes I was getting. Getting lots of Christmas goodies, it seems, sweet stuff, but not so much sherry goodies. More the the caramel candies, or maybe the Macintosh toffee. Maybe some a bit of orange chocolate maybe going on here. Milk chocolate, orange milk chocolate going on here. But we are going to get into the palette with water. Slàinte Mhath. Citrus notes, orange, chocolate. Got to make a little comment on this. I really think that a newbie would prefer this to this. I really think so. This goes down very easy. There's a little bit of nuttiness, so maybe we could throw some almonds in there. Some, yeah, almonds in the oatmeal cookie. But there is enough of that citrus with the ginger and the cinnamon that it makes it interesting. The finish just isn't as long as I felt the finish was on this, but yeah, I have added water. So when I talk about a little bit of the umami notes, it's not the molasses I was talking about, in my previous review there. It's more like a savory from something like allspice. Allspice. In your cooking, your cooking spices and that. It's got still a shorter finish than this guy here. This is a really drinkable dram. I'm not kidding you. I see a lot of Scotch drinkers going to really enjoy this, but I'm going to say that newbies would like this probably more than this. I really believe they would. Let's give the nose to the one on my left, your right. Oh, I like the nose of this. With water. So the big difference here is we're still getting the sweetness, the malt, but I'm getting I'm getting some floral stuff. I'm getting a little bit of, I'm getting the ginger, I can smell it. And in the background there's a bit of cinnamon, and I'm going to say some other spices going on there. So, and it might be a little bit of the allspice, I think. So, but the malt's there. Wee bit of the wood starting to show up, which is interesting, but it's more like wood shavings. And the citrus and the orange. Oh, there's just, in Deanston, it just seems to be so much honey. Okay, let's get to the palette with water. Slàinte Mhath. This here just seems to amplify this. with water. I put the same amount of water. It just amplifies it a bit. I am getting the you know, the sweet malted notes, like the honey, malt, citrus. I'm getting a little bit of grassiness to it. Definitely the ginger's there. I'm going to say a longer finish. We're going to get a longer finish on this. That's all there is to it. It's rich. I just feel this is a little more rich than that when it comes to the spices, the depth of the malt influence. Because remember, these are ex-bourbon. The chocolate is probably a little more intense here and a little darker. I'm not getting the milk chocolate with the ice cream that I was getting over here. You know, the spices are here. Definitely the spices are here. I got a little more wood here. Definitely the finish is longer here. Yeah. I don't think I have to keep on going here. I think you're sort of getting the message. I just feel, for me, this is me, my opinion, that this is more of my drink in the summer and maybe in the hotter weather, the hotter season. Maybe this is going to be a great drink. I feel this is something that just gets me warmed up a bit in the colder weather. I mean, today, you know, it was a beautiful day, but yesterday I went through a terrible storm coming back from Vancouver, and it was black at night, just so black and stormy and cold, and this is what you want at the end of the day. But in the summer, even today, nice day like today, this might be more the drink. When you live on the coast of Vancouver Island, in the winter, it's December, the weather is incredibly contrasting. We've gone from incredible snow up in the mountains, but we have had some bad storms. But today, blue sky, and it's been like that. It's been a roller coaster of weather, and you could play around with these drinks here. In the storms, this is what you want. In the good weather, this is what you want. Interesting. In terms of a score, boy, where do I go with this? I think both of these have got decent potential. They're both in the 85-86. I think in some of the reviews I saw, they were really splitting these things up. No, they're both in the 85-86. They're good Deanstons. This guy here might squeeze a point above this guy today. I really think he might. That's how I am. That's how I'm testing it today. So my score would be a point more. I'm going to say 86 to 85, or maybe 87 to 86, somewhere in that range. So it's time for the truth. Let's identify these whiskeys. The one on the right, that's number 6. That's the newer whiskey. And that's number 1. That's our old whiskey. Man, I wasn't expecting this. I really wasn't. I've never put down the dark label. I've always liked it, but it took time. Now remember, this has been in the bottle for a while, and maybe those people that were critical of this should maybe retest this, because this has become a hell of a good whiskey. This is still a great whiskey, and who knows where this is going to go, but I was actually quite surprised because this is really mellowed out very fast. But if you remember the review on this whiskey had mellowed out literally 25-30 minutes into the review. It actually changed, and where it might have only got an 83 to 84, it was doing an 85 at the end of the review, and I said it could probably push to an 86. So that's what happens when you let whiskey sit. The new whiskey, yeah, maybe it would be a point less, where I think some of the reviewers gave it a point more. So I would give it a point less, and I would give the old bottle, I would give it a point more. And that's me. That's my opinion, my palate. That's how I see it. So we've gotten to the end of the video, and I've just noticed something, and I definitely have to, I'll call it a spoiler here. I've got to show you something. Now, I did not compare the two glasses. I didn't compare the two bottles. I got into this and we just started, nosing and tasting, doing the palate. And never really occurred to me the color might be a little different in these two whiskeys. So we are going to take a peek now. At the end of this video here, we're going to take a peek at the color. So now I'm going to bring the two bottles up. The focus in there. If we turn them a bit, you know exactly which ones they are. So as I showed you, it was pretty obvious when I did a close-up that the brown label is definitely darker than the white label. And it's not something I would have noticed because I didn't really take the two bottles up and I didn't really put the two bottles beside one another. And remember, this is a new bottle for me, so I haven't had that opportunity. This was really the first time that I had that opportunity to compare the two, and it was by sheer accident because I just happened to be holding the glasses up against a wall and I just barely noticed the difference. I wasn't too sure, so I put the bottles up against the wall and it was obvious. So there you are. The lighter color in the new white label and the darker color in the older brown label. And it is noticeable when I hold it up against a white wall. You could see the difference in the color, but I couldn't see it prior to that. So in all fairness, I did not know which whiskey was which. Why is this a darker color than that? This is supposed to be bourbon influenced. This is supposed to be bourbon influenced. There was some rumor about Oloroso, and it wasn't from the distillery, so there's no real proof in it. Maybe somebody's got an explanation of why this whiskey here, 18 years old, natural color, non-chill filtered, is darker than the new label in color. So if you've got an answer, please send me a note. I'm curious. That's it. That is our review. So on that note, I'm going to ask you to drink wisely, drink intelligently, and do not drink and drive. Until next time, Slàinte Mhath.